Thanks, Stan. Thank you very much for the nice introduction. And I want to thank Neil Rudell for the wonderful article that he put in the Mirror on last Friday. It was exceptional. And since this is, I guess, like the Academy Awards, you can thank other people. I'd like to thank the board for having nominated my dad and put him in the position that he was able to receive this one. But I also would like to thank Tom Healy, Dr. Tom Healy, who is a cousin, and you'll hear that I have a lot of cousins in this area. And Tom was the one that really put some real effort into getting him considered and nominated. And if you could, Tom, why don't you stand up so that people can see you? And I'd also, before he receives, I'd also like to congratulate Mike Irwin. Some of you know that Mike is one of the first to be have a father-son deal coming onto this board, but he's also, on this time, we're cousins. And so we go back to county court, the city of Donamore, where Peggy O'Leary and Patrick Healy got together and sired a very large group of people. And I think there's 4 tables of them here now. And I think they should all stand up. They're all over here, and we're all related. So. After my dad finished playing baseball, he went into the service and went to Cleveland to start his dental practice and also to get married. And during the 20s in Cleveland, he played, as Stan said, he played some semi-pro football, but he also played semi-pro baseball. So, I mean, he really stayed with the sports for a long time because he really liked them. And then in the 30s and 40s, he got involved more in his dentistry and got into research and did quite a bit of research on fluorides and did some of the initial work on getting fluorides in the water, and he was instrumental in having it put in the water in Cleveland for the first time. And then he received, because of this, because then he was recognized worldwide, he received not only national but international awards from both medical and dental. But as my kids, and I tell them all about him, say, but always remember, Dad, that he was a jock. And he would have been so proud to have received this. When Neil Rudell interviewed me, he asked me, he said, what would your dad, what would the reaction of your dad be when he received this? And I said, boy, he'd just be in awe. He would be just overwhelmed, because coming back home before a local crowd and everything to receive this is sort of like the prophet coming home and being accepted and so forth. But my sisters and I, we knew a different Tom Healy. I read a sports article about him at the time that he played, and he was identified as a feisty, red-headed Irishman, and which probably described what he was like when he was in his athletic career. But we knew him as a very quiet, gentlemanly person who was very pious, and he was very kind, and we never saw any of that feistiness. And so I thought about it, and I thought, what would he do if he were to come up here to accept this magnificent award? And if he were here, I'm sure that all he would say would be, thank you very much, and sit down. So I'll say thank you very much.